Good day, everyone. So, in this video, my topic is all about credit and collection policy basics. So, let us understand the value, the ratios, and the procedures for maintaining a foolproof credit and collection policy. So, our objectives in this topic are the value of a credit and collection policy, develop a mission statement, define and set goals, measure to manage, clarify departmental responsibilities and focus on resources, establish a credit evaluation process, the three basic ratios for credit evaluation, establish a terms of sale, and systemize collection procedures. So first is uh, value of a credit and collections policy. So it's time to start if you don't have a credit and collections policy or if you haven't evaluated your policy in a while. Effectively managing accounts receivable is about ensuring consistency in your credit and collection processes. So the secret to this consistency is that designing and actively implementing a credit and collection policy. If designed and implemented properly, this policy has the ability to revitalize or to revive your entire credit to cash process. And yet, an outdated policy that hasn't been examined in light of the present situation can be doing more harm than good for your business in the future. Next is to develop a mission statement. A thoughtfully designed mission statement is basic to a functional credit and collection policy. So it should express the long range focus of the policy and define the purpose of the credit department. So the concept that the credit department will use to handle the credit processes may also be included in the mission statement as well, because offering a basic framework for handling risk and collections, it should be represent the general course of the company as a whole, and whether it is liberal, moderate, or maybe a conservative one. Next is to define and set goals. So credit department goals for the coming year should be included also in the policy. So the goals should track with current market conditions and the strategic direction of your organizational. So we have here the DSO, the days of sales outstanding, the percent current, the collection effectiveness index, aging bucket performance, and bad debt write-off percentage. Next is measure to manage. So goals must be linked to targets in order to function as drivers for the improvement of accounts receivable management. So use the 5 C's of credit to help measure against your organizational goals. So we have here first the character, which is willingness to pay, and then the capacity, which will they keep it, the capital, though they have it, so naba sila na, collateral, what backs it up, and the conditions, the status of the current economy. So they must therefore be monitored and evaluated using established measures. So the quarterly national report of domestic trade receivables published by the Credit Research Foundation contains industry-specific benchmarking. These are the figures for the performance levels that are appropriate for your firm, and the goals and performance against this should be communicated on a regular basis to the entire credit of the organization. Oops. Clarify departmental responsibilities and focus resource. So the credit and collection departments are generally composed of the corporate credit manager, the regional credit manager, collection specialist, credit analyst, credit investigator, and the clerk. So it is very crucial to include a section in the policy that details the precise duties and obligations of the credit and collection employees. So the operations are streamlined as a result, eliminating duplication and boosting production. A job description needs to be included for each position listed. So include an organization chart with reporting channels to improve the clarity. Next is establish a credit evaluation process. So receivable management depends on the process of assessing credit risk and establishing credit limits, which should be covered in full in the credit and collection policy. So in fact, the total allotted credit limits, not the entire amount borrowed from each line, represent the total credit risk of a corporation. And uh, to make these decisions, or organizations will typically leverage the industry credit groups, the credit bureau reports, the financial statements, the credit references, the public records as well, and the other information which is obtained directly from the applicant. So it is good practice to schedule all or a portion of your accounts for routine review, no, para dali ra bitaw siya. And then the three basic ratios for credit evaluation. So first we have here the number one, quick ratio, the cash plus AR plus cash equivalence divided by current liabilities. So we also have the degree of leverage ratio, the profitability ratios, and yes, these are the formula. And the next is the other important ratios used in the credit evaluation process include the time interest earned ratio, the collection period ratio, which are the days, and then the DSO ratio. And then financial statement or the shortcomings. So first is the time. The financial statements show position and a specific date, and the statements that are current at times may be 2 to 14 months old. If the numbers shows a weak financial condition at the balance sheet date, it's best to get bank and trade references. And then second is determination of trends, which means 1 year's financial statement is not enough. And then the number 3, which is audited or unaudited statements. Audited are best, though you will likely receive unaudited statements. Next is establish terms of sale. So, including the terms of sale in the credit policy sets up guidelines that allow for quick, consistent decisions making at the time of sale and in determining when the account falls due. So having a formal policy addressing terms of sale issues is crucial, even when terms may differ among a company's product lines. Any deviation from the agreed terms must be justified by a competitive practices and result in profit that is satisfactory. Then the systemized collection procedures. So clearly written policy on important collection procedures will ensure consistent and effective AR management that contributes to realizing those goals. So the section should include when to contact a customer, how to contact a customer, when to place an account or credit hold, how to resolve disputes, deductions, and etc., how to turn over delinquent accounts to an outside collection agency, and when to write an account off to bad debt. And lastly, keep the momentum or keep it relevant. So, a credit and collection policy creates a structured environment that can safeguard your organization's most precious asset, accounts receivable. Formulating such a policy, but however, is not a one time effort, and it must be continuously updated in response to the shifting market conditions, the competitive environment, and the economy in order to be relevant and keep having a positive influence on the cash flows and revenues. So that's all. Thank you and God bless.